So I am putting this episode 3 especially for international students that are coming in this semester or ever want to start your semester and you are going through your orientation week and you exactly don't know what to do. Because don't worry, even I was at the space and I just want you to learn from my experience, because I wish someone would have told me these things when I was an international student and I landed over here and I had no idea what was happening. And I'm going to tell you how this orientation can really help you make some meaningful changes in your life. And I'll share an experience from my end as well. The experience is going to be interesting and I'm going to try and put a lot of interesting concepts in this. So stay tuned and hope you learn something out of it. So starting with that, I did put on my episode 2 about how I think orientation days are something important, and also my experience as to nearly about to giving up Australian journey as an international student. So over here, when I came to Australia, I had to attend the orientation day. So in the orientation day, there is something called the O week or the O fest. So in some universities, it's called the O day. Some universities, it's called the O fest. So it's basically all the clubs and societies and whatever extracurricular activities that happen within university. They come together and they sit and they express their services to you and they want you to register. So that is one interesting thing that happens, and it's quite engaging. You get a lot of freebies, so you get to see a lot of fun side of university. So first recommendation, don't miss anything, but don't miss the O Fest or the O Days, because that's the point you'll understand what are the extracurricular activities universities have to provide. So now what I did was, when I came to UTS, I was very excited. I wanted a lot of extra resources. I wanted a lot of freebies. So I was literally having bags full of things ready. I was just ready to go and get things like, I want these freebies. So now over here, what happened was, I was walking around and I saw this stall called UTS Students Association. And this association, I thought, wait, I know a student association has a lot of power as from the student body, because universities do have to recommend and do have to listen to these student bodies. So I really wanted to get involved into it. So I went over there to the counter and I asked them, hey, I want to get involved. How can I get involved into it? So they asked me, are you an international student? I'm like, yes. So they said they have an internationals collective within the association. Please go and talk to the officer and she will let you. At that time, it was one of my previous officers. So it was she. So I went and I asked her, hey, can I get involved? She's like, we don't have any elections right now and we don't recruit like this. There's a whole procedure. But we are taking people, like we're doing research, and do you want to fill out few details as a part of the research to figure out how we can support international students? So that's what I was like, yeah, sure, I'll definitely put my this name and everything. But I made it a point that I was not satisfied at the point. So I made it a point that once I go home, I will at least give my email ID to the place where the whole website exists. So after everything, I went at a corner and then I sat and I started looking at their website. And on the website, they had this page for internationals officer. And I scrolled down, and when I scrolled down, they had this like, please sign in with your student email ID and your student number. I did put that. After putting that student email ID and student number, that was the important thing. I gave my student email ID. The reason why I did that was because I knew if any important thing comes up, I will be first to know about it. So I made it a point to even look at my emails morning for 10 minutes. So one day, out of nowhere, after the semester, I get a email saying that the internationals collective want to recruit internationals convener at that point. So that was quite interesting. So I was like, why not just put my name? And at that point I was like, why would someone elect me? Because in that council there's a whole election point. So I was like, why would someone elect me? Because I've just been here for one semester. There will be a lot of other international students who really want to do this kind of work, and they might be having great connections and they'll get more votes than me. So at one point I was like, I should not give it a go. I'll just chuck it for now and I'll go in the next semester. But something in my mind came up and I was like, why not use just let's use the ChatGPT. So I went on ChatGPT, made a whole statement on ChatGPT, and I submitted that because we had to submit our nominations by the deadline. I submitted that nomination, and then I get a confirmation, hey, your nomination is submitted. So this happened after the orientation day, after one semester. So I'm going a bit further to explain you, giving my email ID, how it changed my whole perspective and how I became an international officer. So this is where the story is going. So I've come up one semester further. So now the day comes for the election. So it's happening on Zoom meeting. So I go on Zoom meeting and I sit over there, and for my surprise, guess who was in the Zoom meeting? It was the officer who was organizing it, and it was only me. It was just me in that whole meeting. That means I was the only nominee and I was the only person who was going to vote if I was allowed to vote. So that means I just won uncontestably. I just literally no one was there to stand against me, so I won. So, and that's how my journey started as an internationals convener. And from there, they saw my work so well that I stood for internationals officer later that year in October, November, and I won that election as well. So my point over here is, if I would have said no at that point and I would have not given my email ID, I would have never received that email. I would have never become an internationals convener. I would have never, before that, even if I would have not submitted my nominations, that would also be a big problem, because thinking that others will take it, a lot of time international students make that mistake. Take that opportunity, give your 100%, no matter how many people are there. What if you're thinking that way, remember there will be more students who will be thinking that way exactly, like what if someone else apply? So that's why give your 100%. What if you get it? If not, max, what is going to happen? You're not going to get it. Someone is not going to listen to you, or they're not going to kill you for that, right? So that's not exactly how things are going to work out. So give you 100%, right? So that is one thing that I learned, and it really changed my whole perspective of seeing how to take the most of whatever opportunities I get. So this was one important thing. So one recommendation, high recommendation, this orientation day, if you are going to O days or O fest of your universities, see which society, see which stall really resonates with you and with your career path, and get involved. Even if they say there's no job openings, or not forget job openings, there's no position within the society, give your email ID. That's the max you can do, and make it a habit to look at your email ID every morning. Because what if there will be a position, and then let's say there is a position for IT support within the society, they'll always look for it. So different positions they have, and then there's something, and then you get into that position, and there is something to put on your LinkedIn, right? So that is one important thing that I wanted to point out, was take that first step in this orientation. Go see the societies, try and learn, take freebies, but take the full opportunity, because this is the time in the orientation day where you'll see all the societies together. Rest, you'll not see them anywhere together. So take this full advantage, see what's best for you, and give your email ID, and make it a habit to look at your email ID every morning, because you never know what opportunities will open. And it does not have to be in your career path, it can be somewhere else. From there you can divert to your career path as well. So there's a lot of ways you can look into it. So take this opportunity, and I really hope this helps you. And if you're a new international student, take this opportunity with the orientation day. Hope you like this episode 3, and stay tuned for episode 4, because I someday get random thoughts and I like making these episodes. So if you want more stories and more interesting thoughts about my life over here, stay tuned for episode 4. See ya.